1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. We had a little false start if some of y'all were watching.
The microphones did not respond.
Isn't that wacky?
It's probably COVID.
That's what it is the Rodecaster Pro has the COVID-19.
It's got COVID-19.
Well, here we are again. It's absolutely gorgeous Friday morning here, 1st of May.
It's May Day.
Let's go dance around the maypole.
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Well, we're going to have our own Soviet-era style aerial parade today.
I think we need to have the missile trucks and the tanks go down the avenue as well.
Interesting little story about that. Years ago, I'd long been out of school, and I heard about this guy, Dr. Stanley Hilton at LSU. And Dr. Hilton had taught at the War College. He taught graduate studies for general officers at both the Navy and Army advanced universities. And he was teaching this one-time course called War and Peace in the Nuclear Age.
Okay.
And it was all about the Cold War. And I mean, I was a young kid during that. I remember getting sent home by the good sisters at St. Hubert School, being told that we were going to get all nuked over the Cuban Missile Crisis and things like that.
Duck and cover.
Well, I took his course, and Karen took it with me. It was a great course. But one of the things that was interesting is the CIA proved after the Khrushchev era that on May Day, that all those missile launchers and all those airplanes that kept flying over Red Square, they were making great big loops. You know, they would count them. They would, and then they'd say, wait a minute, that's the same airplane that was here an hour ago.
Well, and the same thing with the ground traffic. They just go round the block.
Yeah, they just, to make it look like they had more military might than they did.
North Korea was also found to be guilty of that. And there was even some video that suggested that some of the missiles were just like, they were just
cardboard.
They were fake missiles. Yeah, they were just cobbled together.
We did that. We did that in England during World War II. We had
D-Day.
Yeah, we had inflatable tanks and balsa wood airplanes parked at the airdromes to kind of throw the Germans off because we knew that they had spies. And it's funny they didn't have spies that could figure out, hey, they're using a bicycle pump. That tank isn't real. You can kill that with a pin. But anyway, today we are going to have a flyover by 2 B-52s from Barksdale Air Force Base, and they will be escorted by at least 2 F-15 Strike Eagles from the Louisiana Air National Guard. And their claim to fame, these are all like airline pilots that fly these things because they like it and they're good at it. And they go and do their military duty, and they get to fly something hot rather than an A320 full of whining old ladies. Yeah, but this is the only Air National Guard unit in the country that has the advanced F-15E Strike Eagles. Now the question is, how many of you know why?
I know not why.
Coastal defense.
Okay,
they're at Belle Chase. If there is a threat anywhere in the Gulf, they can get there in about 3 minutes.
Makes perfect sense.
And they can neutralize them. But somebody said this to me, and it was a question that was in very good faith. And I have to admit, I kind of agree. Now, the Air Force is not spending any additional money on this. This is routine training hours that these air crews are required. It's already been budgeted. They are required to spend time in the cockpits of these airplanes and have them in the air.
And they'd just normally be doing it at a much greater altitude.
And they'd be doing it out closer to home, but they'd be flying the same amount of time and using the same fuel burn. So there's no additional money being put into this. But the question I was asked is they have publicized that this is to honor the healthcare workers and the first responders. And this person said, why can't they honor everybody? Why can't they honor everybody who is staying at home and giving up their income and wondering where, their next mortgage payment is going to, because they were asked to stay home by the government? Why can't they honor the people who work in essential stores, who put their health at risk because they're serving customers and they're filling their prescriptions, or perhaps selling them a faucet if their faucet broke or whatever. Why can't they honor people like Lance, who has kept his restaurant open with a skeleton crew to feed people with curbside?
Hoping that he can reopen at some point at full capacity.
And also, by the way, Lance and a lot of other restaurateurs are giving away food to first responders and have been many days during this crisis. Why can't they honor everybody? Why does everybody want to glom on to the doctors and the nurses and the therapists? You know what? They do a great job, and they're fabulous people, and it's hard work.
It's their job.
Well, it is their job.
Thank you for doing it, but it's your job.
Well, and thank you for doing it so well. But why? I mean, my buddy David Aguilar, and we love David. We've had him on the show many times. They do great work over at Catholic Charities. About 3 weeks ago, when all of this was really blossoming out, there was an announcement that they had given something like $10,000 worth of gas cards to healthcare workers in hospitals. And I'm like, why?
Who are able to work and make money.
They're making money.
Give the gas cards out to the people who are cut off from their source of income.
How about giving them to the restaurant workers who are all out of work but come in on their own time and make 50 meals to send over to the hospital and have to put their own gas in their car? This glomming on. We have a law against this.
We like to pick winners and losers, and in times of crisis, we like to make heroes.
Well, but you know what? A hero is sometimes just a sandwich. Here's the deal. We have a federal law against glomming on, and it applies to military. It's called the Stolen Valor Law, where someone wants to attach themselves to a military branch or unit or something so that they
wear the uniform, wear false medals, that sort of thing.
Exactly. I grew up in healthcare when I was a very young man. It gave me great life experiences. It taught me a lot of things. And I love the people who work in healthcare. And I admire them for what they do every single day. But for God's sakes, you are the United freaking States Air Force. There are a lot of people who pay for the fuel and your recurrent training that are sitting at home pinching the cushions with their butt cheeks because they're so tight because they've been cut off from their supply. They're doing what you ask. Stay at home so we can stay here to work for you. How about you honor everybody? Why glom on to the healthcare workers?
Hey, do me a favor before we go any further. Either hand that to me or just flip it over.
This?
Yeah, because it can be seen on camera. And
yeah, we didn't want to do that.
Hey, if you want to plug on our show, you pay for it.
Well, speaking of plugs, our host, Lance, and his wife, Mary, the owners of La Divina, they are getting their patio ready. You can come and get your food to go.
Already this morning, our district attorney has enjoyed his breakfast out on the patio.
Yes, and of course, still to go. You know the number, right?
Well, I'll tell you, it's 225-771-8488.
And they'll have a Friday special we'll tell you about before we leave. But also, Lance just got delivered to him. Since everybody's going to be required to wear a mask out in public from this point forward, Lance just got an order of medical masks, the kind that are used for procedures. They've got the metal that you can clip to your nose, inside the mask so it stays snug.
Also, that metal clip helps to keep, if you wear eyeglasses or sunglasses, it helps to keep the humidity from building up and fogging your glasses.
Yeah. And ear loops, and he's got packages of 50 of these. If you need some for your business or your family, he's got packages of 50 of these that he will sell for $75. And just kind of a pass-through expense for them.
Yeah, he's swapping dollars. He's not making any profit on these.
Yeah, but if you need medical masks for your family, for your workplace, or maybe, see, I've got the same one and I've worn it probably a total of maybe 4 or 5 hours. I keep it in my car. When I'm going into a store with other people, I put it on and I take it off. But there are some people that like to change their mask every time. It's not necessary, but some people are just like, well, I was breathing in it, my hot breath, when
Thanks, Tony. I'll mention that. Tony Lightfoot just reminded us that La Divina Italian Cafe is also on Uber Eats. And I can tell you from having to investigate some of the other delivery services in the recent past that Uber Eats is on their game. Mm-hmm. They're on their game.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But if you need masks in quantity, Lance has them here. Just come on in and tell him what you want, and he will do his very best to get you taken care of.
Speaking of masks, let's do this real quick, just for fun. Those of you with the keyboard nearby and that are disposed to type, are you wearing one? Or are you like me and you're kind of like, well, I'll carry one into the store with me, and if people start to give me the look, start to give me the stink eye, I'll put it on. But I really don't know how efficacious the mask really is when we're out in public, when we're in Walmart and there's 400 of us in the store. And I don't like wearing the mask. I'm sorry. As I mentioned the other day, I was in Walmart the other day, and I still happen to have my sunglasses on with the mask on, and I caught my image on the security TV. And my God, if I'd have walked in there any other time looking like that, the sheriff's office would have been on me. There's a guy with dark glasses and a mask on in here.
Get him! Get him!
It's so crazy. Tony says no, he's not wearing the mask. Somebody just pulled up. I don't know if you saw me I was looking out the window, actually the front door, and kind of sniggering because I just saw somebody pull up. God bless them. They were all by themselves in their vehicle, and they're wearing their mask. It's like, why the hell would you want to wear the mask while you're driving alone in your own vehicle? Are you afraid you'll get you sick?
Some people forget that they have it on.
Oh, I don't think so. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Forget you have it on?
Oh, yeah. I did that myself the other day. I went into a store, and I had the mask on to buy a couple things, and I got in the car, and I was like 5 minutes into the trip, and I was like, I still have my mask on. I forgot it on.
I loved what my wife did the other day. Betsy Barnes sent home 2 homemade masks. And one was, you probably might have seen me wear one on camera here recently. One is navy blue with little anchors all over it, and the other is red polka dots. It's red with white polka dots. Mm-hmm. So I bring one home, and I give Marianne the red one with the white polka dots, and she says, the next time I go out, I'm going to wear the mask like this. And she puts the mask across the top of her head and hooks it on her ears and goes, "What? I'm wearing a mask?"
There's a lot of women now who, for lack of hairstyling, not that this applies to your Marianne, a lot of women now who, for lack of hairstyling,
want to cover up that hairline.
It would cover that, wouldn't it?
Yep. There's a lot of women who haven't been able to get a fresh color job in the last 8 weeks.
If you go for your driver's license, hair color striped.
Corona Lisa.
Yeah.
Don says he wears a Bama mask when he goes into a store. I'll bet you that makes you real popular here in Baton Rouge.
Way to go, Don.
Cheryl says she only wears a mask if the mask is required. I don't know how many people are there stores that are saying you must wear a mask if you come in here?
There are a couple. Costco now has you wearing a mask.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll save my money, Costco, until this whole thing's over. Thank you.
But Cheryl, not that this applies to you, but if you say only if required, now there are some people that might interpret that aesthetically, like when you said that our good buddy Tony wasn't wearing a mask. It's like, well, there might be some people, Tony, that
Are you suggesting a mask would be an improvement in Tony's case?
I didn't say that. You said that.
We love you, Tony. Just kidding.
I didn't say that.
I'm sorry. I have yet to wear gloves out in public anywhere, and I only wear the mask, like I said, if I get the stink eye from a fellow shopper.
Well, again, if you're gonna use hand sanitizer when you get back in your car, and you don't touch your face when you're in a store or whatever, you don't really need to wear gloves.
Have you been to Walmart lately?
I have.
Get ready for the lane police, because Walmart stores, all of them now, are making their lanes one way. And I read an article.
Yeah, Albertsons did that too.
I haven't been in my Albertsons store. My Albertsons store was just beginning a major renovation when COVID-19 hit. Mm-hmm. So now they've been like 7 weeks with bare concrete floors, and their inventory shifted around to odd places.
Geez, you need the mask to keep the dust out of your face.
Yeah, and so I don't think that they're necessarily worrying about it so much. But Walmart, they've got the thing say, this thing only one way. Go down. This lane is one way. Just go the one way down the lane. Which would be great. Now I could get stuck behind Grandma, who doesn't know which kind of bean she wants to.
Oh, I had one of those.
And I've already had an encounter with just a fellow shopper, not a Walmart employee, that decided she was the lane police. And I started going down one aisle, and she goes, stop! Right there, stop! Like she's directing traffic, and I'm like, what? And she points to the floor. This is a one-way aisle, see? You only go this way. So I pull my cart back and said, by all means, ma'am, please, after you.
I haven't.
And she moves on, and then as soon as she's got her back to me, I head down the aisle the wrong way.
Where do you shop?
Because I'm just an ass.
Where do you shop? I have had none of this.
This is Walmart on O'Neill Lane. Anyway, the lady sees that I have merely let her go by, and then I proceeded down the aisle the wrong way. And she says, you're still going the wrong way. And I said, ma'am, I'm going to spend upwards of $250 here today. I'll go any damn way I please. And she backed.
Well, I have not. I have been, let me try to think here for grocery runs. I have been to Rouse's on Bluebonnet, Rouse's on Lee. I have been to Walmart at Bluebonnet and Burbank. I have been to the Albertsons at Bluebonnet and Burbank. I have been to the CVS at Lee and Highland, because that's where prescriptions come from.
But you haven't encountered the lane police yet, huh?
Not one, never. Nobody looked at me for not wearing a mask.
How about have you encountered the Pac-Man experience in the stores, where you're coming up at the end and they see you and they go wobble, 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 and they run around you like you're one of the ghosts. Oh, don't want to get it.
Nope. Nope. And
my God, another person. Reverse course, reverse course.
I was in the express only lane at the Albertsons, and again, this middle-aged guy was like behind me, and he said, I don't want to crowd you. Where's the mark on the floor? And I said, you're on it. You're standing on it. So I didn't see it. Everybody's been very nice.
Well, if you think about it, especially if you're pushing a shopping buggy, that shopping buggy is 4.5 feet long. So just extend your arms somewhat and keep that shopping buggy off the other person's keister, and you've got your 6 feet plus.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, you got all these people that are getting in your face. I've not had, and I dare say I've probably been out more than you have.
You've merely heard me tell the same, because we do two shows together. You've just heard me tell the same anecdote more than once. It was just the one encounter, but me and this lady did not get along. And, I actually caught myself when she was, rebuking me. I was looking to see, are you wearing a Walmart? Yeah, well, then screw you. Sorry, ma'am. But I did. That's probably the rudest I've been to someone in a store in a long time, because I lowered my voice. And I said, lady, I'm going to spend over $250 here today. I'll go any which way I want.
As we used to say when I lived in Chicago, who the hell are you? Who died and left you in charge?
What's that mean?
Oh, no, we had a whole litany.
Hey, boom.
We could actually watch them diminish in size.
Stanley Johnson asks the question, how's this mask thing going to work out when it comes to going in the bank?
Not a problem. Went in the bank the other day. They were all wearing them. They want you to wear them, too. Not a problem.
Okay. Just a gun is going to be a problem.
Well, anybody that is dumb enough to rob a bank right now, I mean, I'm thinking start to finish before you're in cuffs and getting charged.
Cops have got nothing else to do.
Maybe
but
30
come
minutes.
running. I guarantee you get a silent alarm on a bank robbery, you're going to get 25 units respond to that robbery.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody's dumb enough to try that now?
There's this. It's kind of a myth right now. There's because the crime is up domestic is up. Mm-hmm. Domestic violence calls are up because of the stay-at-home order, but violent crime, armed robberies, things like this, muggings.
Well, we still,
that's down right now.
We still have our shootings going on.
Shootings is going to happen just because people can't get along, and the same people love to play with guns.
Well, and a lot of them are also.
Not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's going to happen.
They're acquainted in some way. Sometimes they have a business deal that has gone sour.
Oh, most of them a business transaction
that has gone sour. Yeah.
And that weed you sold me wasn't shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what it is.
Speaking of going sour, let's talk about the new reopening after we take our break.
Oh, is it already time for the break?
It's time for the break.
Good morning.
Good morning. Stick around. We'll be right back after we go to the loo, look it up, and have some more cafe. The loo.
I haven't had my coffee yet. That's what's wrong with me.
You know what? You always forget to have your coffee.
Oh, I'm so concerned with getting all this set up.
I took a great picture of Kevin, by the way, where he looks like he's doing the field engineering for like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'll post that in a little bit.
Oh, don't.
No, I will. I will.
I have to do that.
That's a great photo.
All right. Give us a quick 3. We'll be back with part 2.
3 and 2. Got it. 5.